This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Well, joining us today is Jason Brewer, the CEO of Marula Mining, following the publication of the company's finals and an update on the Blesberg Lithium project, where assay results have confirmed high-grade spodumene with a grade of 6.5% Li2O. And the RNS states that the company is now able to proceed with its planned sales. Well, just quickly, Jason, welcome first of all. But before we talk about the Blesberg results, your finals, lots has been achieved, hasn't it, over the year? I mean, is it possible to summarise maybe some of the highlights of the last year for you and Marula?
And hello again, Mark. It's good to talk. Look, I got involved during the last financial year, almost halfway through, and we took over what was then All Stars. We changed the name into Marula. And in the year in question for the accounts, we completed 4 transactions in 3 jurisdictions, raised equity funds, raised debt funds, and did a structured commodity loan as well. So, and we actually started, as you remember, but at the end of the year, we started actually mining activities, processing activities up at the Blesberg Lithium mine. So we did an awful lot, and I think that actually caught the auditors out a little bit because they'd been used to just the previous company just carrying on and not really doing much. So we've come in, a bit of a whirlwind. We've done a lot of transactions, all of which have added considerable value to the company over the year, which is fantastic to see. So yeah, it's getting those financials out. Look, they're already several months old, so they don't really truly paint a picture of where we are actually today. But for that first year of being involved in the company, I think we did ourselves proud, if you want to call it that. And I think shareholders will be able to look back and go, yes, we've done a lot, but we've just really got started from my perspective.
Well, that's good to hear. And I actually can't believe that it's only been a year. It seems like we've been talking longer than that, but that just goes to show perhaps the progress made at Marula and the amount of interviews that we do together. But let's go on.
No, we do talk a lot, and I think part of that is because we are actually doing things.
Yeah.
And we're not a single project company as well, Mark, as you know. We've got multiple projects, different jurisdictions, and all at those stages where there's plenty of news and there's always things happening. So it is good to talk, and it's sometimes I do feel as well, a lot of the stuff which goes on may get lost purely because we are doing and achieving quite a lot in this period. So yeah, unashamedly, I like talking to you, Mark, and
okay.
Getting the news out there.
Good. Well, let's talk about the recent news at Blesberg then, of course. And you've been waiting for these assay results for a little while, haven't you, just to confirm that the grade there before you can officially get the product sold. But I think it's fair to say you've always had a fairly high degree of confidence in the product, haven't you?
Yeah, I think from even back late last year when we did some of the initial bulk samples on over a ton of material, we were very confident it was getting up at that 6% plus 6% Li2O grade. So we always had a good indication of what was there. What we've now had done is obviously this independent sampling of the stockpiled material, which has been processed, crushed, screened, and sorted, and is available for sale. So we got CI Group, which is a South African-based group there, to come in, assay that, do a representative sample over a 30-ton batch there. And yes, that's come in at 6.5%, which is a great result. And remember, this isn't processed material. This isn't what you would have seen when you went through to Zimbabwe and saw the operations there. This is basically sorted from waste material from when this was a tantalum operation. So it's a very high grade, call it DSO product.
And could you explain a little bit about the significance of the 6.5%? It's important that the grades are above 6, isn't it? That's really quite a significant point when it comes to the spodumene grades.
Yeah, look, I mean, you're getting a variety of grades of spodumene Li2O material being sold in the market. You go elsewhere in Southern Africa, and you're actually able to go and buy a 3, 4, 5% product. anything over a 6% product really starts to attract some very good premium pricing.
Okay.
And that's quite critical for us. I mean, again, we're not doing a big bulk commodity here at the moment. We obviously got plans to move into a much larger scale conventional open pit hard rock operation. But whilst we're just reprocessing these old stockpiles, we want to maximize the grade of that material. And, like I say, having this 6.5% really, look, it catches the headlines. There's no doubt about that. People look at it and go, okay, this is good stuff. But like I say, it allows us to sell this at mine gate or at port under very attractive pricing terms. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, it is important to state, as you say, that it is a DSO. It's effectively, you're sorting ore, aren't you? You're not actually producing spodumene. You're sorting high quality, high grade ore that can then go as a DSO and sold to mine gate, or at mine gate, I should say. And we have talked before about when the trucks will arrive to take away some product, and we were looking out for some photographs of that when appropriate. But now that you've got those assay results, I note from the RNS that you're actually finalizing new arrangements with a new offtake group. So can you just explain a little bit about what is going on in terms of the customer here, your customer, and how you're going to get that ore sold to the people for the right deal?
Absolutely. Look, when we initially got involved with Blesberg, we secured some pre-funding, and that was based upon delivering so many tons. And effectively at a price of $2,500 a ton. The grade of material which we've got now can attract up to $4,000 a ton.
Okay.
So I think it's about $3,700, $3,800 a ton. So if we were to have continued under those arrangements, we're giving up almost 50%. Okay, so for such a company going into production to give up 50% on you call it your first sales there, it's a bitter pill to swallow. And I don't think shareholders, when they realize the sort of value, would have been too impressed if we just almost given it away. Yeah, we're not giving it away, but effectively that was the massive discount of what it was. A lot has changed at Blesberg over the past 6 months from when we first got involved in it. The relationship with Q Global has meant we've got so many pieces of brand new equipment upsized on site. We've been really able to accelerate our activities far quicker than what even I imagined. We've got the exploration planning and drilling to commence shortly. We've got a new optical sorter coming to site. We've got so much activities going on there, fixed infrastructure. We haven't got, sea containers as offices. We're getting bricks and mortar built there. So we're actually looking at a bigger term opportunity. So when we were looking at the sales, we've actually moved away from those short-term sales now. We're much more confident with what we've got because, we can see what's there. The great thing about processing these stockpiles, these waste stockpiles, is that material's come out of the ground. So that's the pegmatite. That is the material in the ground. So it gives us so much more confidence to now turn around and go, actually, we don't need to do a 1, 2 month, 3 month kind of offtake arrangement. We're now looking at 3-year contracts with options to extend by another 2 years. So effectively up to a 5-year arrangement now at reference prices, less your standard sales commissions, traders fees, et cetera, et cetera. So what we're trying to lock in is something which we think now better reflects and truly reflects the operations and the product that we're going to be producing. Okay. Remember as well, we talked about the production of a lithium carbonate, which is still very much on our minds. Don't get us wrong. But then again, the production of that product is very different to what we had anticipated right at the beginning. So we're not dinosaurs. We don't get stuck in our ways. We're very flexible in our approach. You see that by how dynamic, I guess, a company we are. So with the whole offtake arrangements, we had to change. We had to adapt. We had to make sure we were getting fair value for a far higher value product than what we anticipated at the outset, which was only going to be like a 5%. So instead of doing a 5%, we're doing 6.5%. That's almost 30% more grade. So that's a lot to give up in value. And at the end of the day, I wasn't prepared to do that.
Okay.
And like I say, I think shareholders would have been pretty much shocked if we had.
Yeah, indeed. When are you hoping to get these agreements finalized and the trucks can arrive on site?
Look, we're busy formalizing a structure which is through trading through Dubai, Singapore. which are two of the biggest trading centers in the world these days, as you know, and doing the back-to-back arrangements with the trading groups through there. It's a very standard structure, as you see now. So we've been having our discussions on that. We've been having our discussions with one particular group for a number of weeks now. Benefit of being suspended, I guess. We're able to have these discussions very openly. So look, within the next 1 to 3 weeks, we are aiming to have everything finalized there and have those initial shipments going through to them. Initially as a trial shipment, but obviously very confident that that's going to obviously increase to 1,000 tons plus per month of this high value product. So some good revenue streams there, which we're anticipating.
So looking for about 1,000 tons plus per month.
Absolutely. Look, we've got the capacity with the mining equipment. All our investors have seen this brand new mining equipment turn up on site, which allows us to go over that. It's about getting the processing side of that in place now.
Okay.
So that's why we've got a new sorter, which we're in the process of finalizing the arrangements for that. That's a lead time of about 3 months to be on site and operating. So these things take time, but in parallel with that, clearly we're getting product out already and we're stockpiling that. So
indeed,
yeah, there's a lot of things in motion to support these longer term arrangements for the sales.
And processing has continued to carry on throughout all of this time, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been obviously reprocessing those stockpiles that have been coming down through the crushers. There's been some replacement of the screens because some of that material has been a lot harder. There's been a focus. One of the great benefits, bit of a sidetrack here, Mark, one of the great benefits of being involved with Q Global, they maximize all their revenue streams. We're focused on that as well, but their influence on us is massive. So within this deposit, you've got the spodumene, you've got mica, you've got feldspar, you've got quartz, you've obviously got the tantalum. It's about maximizing all those revenue streams. Mm-hmm. All of those products have value.
Yeah.
So it's about how you do that. This new sorter will almost allow us to do batch sorting of each of those products as well. And your feldspar is going for great value, mica in particular as well. The tantalum is something we're looking at from the fines. There's some test work which is due to get results from soon. So yeah, a lot going on there to maximize these returns under these new contracts and arrangements.
And do you know how much you have in stockpile at the moment?
We haven't disclosed that yet. That'll come. We'll be giving a bit of an update on that in the quarterly, which will go out later this week. So people will be able to see that there is quite a considerable run of mine stockpile, a considerable stockpile of material which has been crushed. So that material is there. The benefit that we have when this new sorter comes through as well, and there'll be obviously a standalone RNS giving more detail on this, is that throughput through that machine and the capacity to do the sorting there is multiple times what we're doing at the moment. So you'll have this machine running 24/7 and literally you will be, I was going to say pumping out, but you can't say pumping out when you're a junior stock. We'll really be pushing some of that material out at significant volumes in the first month or two, just to catch up with what's stockpiled there.
Okay. So in short, then you'll be looking to finalise some of those agreements and get them out to market in due course. We can expect to see some more news in the quarterlies about what has been stockpiled. And at some point as well, you'll be looking to get into the hard rock, won't you, I guess? Yeah,
we've been dealing with all the permitting processes for that. And there's an update due very soon on that, which will effectively confirm our ability to go in, drill and blast, and start moving that hard rock material. So we've not been sitting on our hands. We've been pushing ahead on all fronts. Full credit to our COO, Tokus van Heerden, and our general manager of operations down there in South Africa, Henk van Zyl. Those guys are doing an absolutely amazing job, working closely with the team from QGC. Like I say, that partnership, their investment is really starting to come to the fore now. So it's a big differentiating factor for us compared to other companies, our peer group, so to speak.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that update, Jason. I look forward to further news to come from Blesberg and, of course, the other projects within Marula. But for now, thank you very much for your time, Jason Brewer, CEO of Marula Mining.
Mark, many thanks. Great to talk.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.